Hey guys, welcome back to a Pure Messiah deck profile. I am, of course, your host, Card Master Phoenix here. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. For our starter, we have Neon Messiah. This is pretty much a given. It was just the only thing that the the intelligent life force could ever understand to use for the starter for Messiahs. It is pretty slow since it is a GB1, but basically you'll ride into Alter Ego, stride on top of it, and then use his skill, the on-stride skill of Alter Ego, to lock this unit, and then you'll unlock it once you get into your battle phase, and then his skill will have you put it into the soul, and then search out another Alter Ego for Stride Fodder next turn. I like the fact that it's guaranteed Stride Fodder. Now, I do hate Link Joker with a passion. However, I decided that I'd make a exception for Messiahs because anytime it locks something, you generally will have it all unlocked by the battle phase of that same turn. And I just think I really like it because it's super fair. It is not just saying your opponent can't play. It still maintains threats and pressure, but at the same time, it's fair to where both sides benefit because you're not completely Omega locking your opponent's rearguard units, but you're still getting bonuses from that and by not doing that at the same time. And I just feel it's a nice kind of Link Joker deck to where you're not, like, you're giving your opponent freedom to do things, but it's not like they can do too incredibly much either. So I just really like it, and I like the fact that it's a fair Link Joker deck to both sides of the field. Anyway, continuing on, we have 16 triggers, of course. 8 critical triggers. We have 4 Asteroid Wolf and 4 Blink Messiah. The Asteroid Wolf just, I feel, goes along with the color theme, the white and blue / red or whatever. You do not run Paradigm Shift Dragon in this deck because this deck is, as I said, pure Messiahs, so it won't have any Star Raider stuff in it, not even in the G and G Guardian zone. So that 5k boost over a 4k makes a huge difference. It literally can make or break games, which is another reason I tend not to run 20k shields as opposed to a Screw You, because it literally will decide games for you. Blink Messiah, because it is, of course, the Alter Ego Messiah. Well, just the generic Messiah critical trigger. So, yeah. Moving on, we do have 4 draw triggers, that being the beloved child of Super String Theory. It's cute. It's Margle's clone. It's a draw trigger. I like using draw triggers because I just like generally using them in every deck because it's the one trigger that you actually benefit off of it regardless of whatever time you pull it at, because even heals aren't 100% always beneficial, because sure, you'll get the power boost, but what if you take damage and you have less damage to your opponent when you reveal the heal? So it's just always the capability to not be useful, but a draw, you'll always get the 5k power and you'll always get the draw. There's no question about it. It's super nice. And the fact that it goes into the soul for a 3k boost makes huge columns with Gravity Well when combined with White Dwarf and this thing's power boost. Plus the fact that it gets put into soul helps with so many cards, which we'll get into later. Mainly being Alter Ego for the on-stride skill. And then, of course, this plus White Dwarf plus Gravity Well plus Exelix equals unblockable attack. No, I'm kidding, but seriously, it's super powerful. Moving on, we have the 4, of course, heal triggers, being Lady Healer of the Torn World. It's cute, and of course you cannot forget 2 G-Guards, so it's just too good in that regard as well. We have 20 grade 1s. We have 4 copies of all the following cards you see. Dark Metal, Chameleon, and Sacrifice. Messiah is our countercharge sources. Dwarf is for power. Columns and Destinies, of course, is for stride and searching out alter ego. For our perfect guard, we run Lady Keeper Virtual Reality. The reason we run Lady Keeper VR as opposed to Cosmic Wreath or whatever her name is because A, it's an expensive playset, and I've explained this multiple times on my channel, I just don't like the Perfect Guard Gs, because you could be protecting rear guards, and some of them are super valuable, and there's, like, so many clans have actual cards that countercharge 2, putting in twice the effort for a Perfect Guard. We don't run, well, for example, Gold Paladin has one, Conroe for Kagero, Grand Gallop or something, whatever, not Grand Gallop, that grade 2, Grand Volver, I think it is, for Dimension Police. So many clans have cards that countercharge 2, which is twice the effort that a Perfect Guard G puts in, plus you can block anything, making Dismal less necessary. Moving on, you do have the 4, Sacrifice Messiah, Lady Battle of the White Dwarf, Lady Keeper VR, and Destiny Dealer. I've already explained them. They're combos to sacrifice, which we'll get into later. We had to run 3 Dark Metal Chameleon, which is, of course, a sacrifice. Yes, the pun's intended. But it had to be made to get the Messiah, the full deck we needed. It does have resist, but that's been kind of taken out the picture with Root Flare. Just pretty much annihilating that column. If they target a unit that doesn't have resist, then it'll just automatically blow it up because it doesn't target. I'm sorry. I really didn't want to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference, but it had to be done. And of course, it just unlocks for a countercharge. So, of course, the 3 countercharge here, the 4 countercharge on sacrifice at 7, as opposed to the 4 copies of the Zinc that countercharges 2 equals 8. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, plus it's just better. And yeah, sacrifice is just a bit better because it does give the 3k power bonus as well. So, yeah. And then you, of course, have 1 copy of a Sleep Messiah. It's the ideal G1 ride target, but, well, duh, but since we are already cutting off other units, we just can't afford to cut off more since we'll need to use them. So this will be your first ride. Hopefully you'll get it in your starting hand. That way you'll not have to worry about it ending up as damage. Moving on, we have 9 grade 2s. We have 4 copies of Lady Battler of the Gravity Well and 4 Arrestor Messiah. Lady Battler of the Gravity Well just makes huge combos. Arrestor Messiah, mainly just locks the opponent's rear guards, which makes for big combo plays when you're using cards like Exilix and Amnesty. I mean, yeah, that's all that needs to be said. Moving on, we have 1 copy of Awaking Messiah, just because it makes power columns. It's nice combos when you unlock Exilix and Amnesty. Get some nice combos, wombo combos off of it. We have 4 grade 3s. This, of course, being Alter Ego Messiah. Its Generation Break 2 is you Soul Blast 1, and when a card is unlocked, you draw 1. That works for each individual card, not just card or cards. It's important that you read it the way it's worded, because generally card fighters have a bad time of understanding the English language and being able to read the text on a card. I'm here to help you guys with that. It does say when a card is unlocked. Now, if it had said card or cards, that would mean that you could only activate it once per multiple units being unlocked. No, that's not the case. You can unlock it per each individual unit that's unlocked, which is much better. And of course, its main on-stride skill is Counterblast 1, and you lock one of your rear guards and choose one of your rear guards, lock it, the designated one, of course. Mainly will be Dark Metal Chameleon, Dark Metal Chameleon. Then you'll use Sacrifice to lock it as well. You would have also made another unit get locked, hopefully Awakening Messiah, once you use Lady Battler. And then, it's just huge columns later, and big wombo combos. And then, once you stride on top of it, Counterblast 1, and then lock one of your units. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards, lock it, and your Vanguard gains 5k, which is nice. Again, super huge combos and powers. Moving on to the stride units, we have 16. We have 12 stride units and 4 G-Guardians, so 16 units in the stride. 16 grade 4s altogether. It is a pure Messiah deck, so we are, of course, running 4 copies of Genesis Dragon Amnesty Messiah, 4 Genesis Dragon Transelix Messiah, and 3 copies of Genesis Dragon Exilix Messiah. Amnesty will generally be your first stride, which will then go into a Exilix, and then flip up another Amnesty, and then go into another Exilix or another Amnesty, whichever you prefer. Generally, the way I would go into it is go with either Amnesty or the card that we're running as one of, the Judgment Messiah. It's a good on-hit skill. Choose your rear guard and opponent's back row, lock it. Choose one of your cards and unlock it. It's pretty nice because it unlocks one of your units while walking on our opponents, and of course, a Dark Metal Chameleon that could just cause huge wombo combo plays. I don't recommend it running Genesis Dragon, any of these units, below 2 or 3. I might even go back to 4 Exilix and no Judgment Messiah, but just in case. Transelix Messiah, this is very important. Like any other unit that requires a persona flip, always run 2 or 4 copies. Obviously, don't ever run 1 or 3 because that's an uneven number. So 1 on to stride and another to flip up. That way you can use it either once or twice, depending on how many copies you're running. 2 and 4 respectively. As I said, this is a pure Genesis, a pure Messiah deck, so we're not running any Star Raider cards in here. Moving on to the G-Guardians, we have 3 Metal Element Screw You. It's a Generation Break 1, discard 1, 25k shield, basically. It's what it is. And then 3 of that and 1 Dismal. I've expressed my opinions on Dismal before. You can check that out in My Opinions On or My Opinions on CFV and my playlists. It has resist itself. It gives unit resist, and it makes it to where another unit can't be hit. You can target the same one, or you can give both effects to 2 separate cards. I've stressed this a lot, but yes, 5k makes a huge difference. Anyway, that's just why I run Dismal at 1. We can generally protect our rear guards with VR, which is why we tend to run Dismal at 1 and Screw You at 3 for extra defensive power as well as crazy offensive, because practically every Vanguard we'll ever be on has critical pressure. Anyway, guys, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to like, favorite, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope that this wasn't just an embarrassment of my deck building skills, and that you guys actually kind of like it. If you do have any opinions on the deck, or any opinions on what card fight Vanguard videos we should do next, or any videos from my gaming channel, you can just comment those down below. Thank you for being the best on YouTube. Doing Charisma, signing out.